Please be sure to support the video we reacted to today by clicking the link at the top. Enjoy the show. Hopefully this franchise is doing better than my beloved Star Wars, the Ghostbusters. I haven't seen the new one, the Frozen Empire. I was actually a big fan of the new one, the that came out. I did like all the characters, even though it was a little bit cheesy. It was exactly the kind of cheese I was looking for. I wanted that kind of cheese. I wanted it on my sandwich. I wanted to grill it up and put it on a sandwich with some butter, and I wanted to eat it. I wanted to put it in my mouth. And so, I want to hear from a very good reviewer on YouTube, Critical Drinker, who's been getting a lot of flack right now from a lot of Hollywood media. I think it's hilarious. Keep doing what you do. The fact that they're watching means you're doing something correct. All right, let's see what he has to say about Ghostbusters, the Frozen Empire. Bustin makes me feel bad. I read the title. Let's see.
One of the mantras of modern entertainment.
And please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, my dudes, on Critical Drinker's video. And mine, please, too. It helps us both out. And share it. Helps with the algorithm. Let's go!
Has got to be, well, at least it isn't. A lot of films these days have managed to avoid a lot of well-deserved criticism simply by virtue of being slightly better than the
I watch Blight. Blight sucked.
Absolute fecal matter that preceded them.
Such a cool premise, though.
Well, at least until that sweet dopamine rush dies down and the thinking part of your brain starts working again. So what if The Force Awakens was a tedious, unimaginative rehash of A New Hope with most of the brains and personality sucked out of it? At least it wasn't the prequels. So what if Prey was a dumb, pedestrian, unbelievable attempt to milk a dead franchise with a comically incompetent antagonist and a main character that was only one step above the tediously predictable girl bossy?
Hold on, no, I got it. I like this one. I liked this one. This one was good. I'm not gonna say it was the best. Definitely not the best freaking Predator movie by far. But I liked it. But then again, I also liked the Predator movie where like Machete was in it. Remember that one when Machete was in it and Machete got turned into like a puppet so that like he was started calling like help me, help, and then they were like, oh, we better help him. They're like, nah, man, it's a trap. And they're like, what? And it was a trap, bro. They were smart. I like that one. That one was a good one. I really like that one. It was like, what was it called? Like Predator Planet or something like that. Something like that. It was really good one. I like that one. So I'm a kind of a cheesy movie kind of guy. You know, I don't care.
That are slowly stomping every major franchise into oblivion.
Like, let's just call it what it is. It's absolutely BS because the Yautja, like they're like they were already plenty advanced at this point. They would do like challenges for sport, but they've never been anti armor, especially not anti technology. So I have no idea why they're fighting freaking cavemen over here like this.
What the hell? At least,
but let's be honest, there was no way they would have survived at all. Literally, just grabbing. They don't even do nothing. Predators, like I've seen this. I saw the movie, so I have like a predator will literally just pick up like could have picked up Arnie and like just ripped his skull out of his like and his spine out of his freaking like they've done that. That's how they do. To tell me that they can't do that with a freaking cave, it's just ridiculous. Get out of here.
The Predator. Ghostbusters Afterlife was an utterly shameless cash grab coasting on pure nostalgia bait and key
It was, and I liked it. It was super cheesy.
Angling that completely abandoned the sharp, dry humor of the original and had nothing even resembling an original story. Well, at least
no, absolutely. And let's be fair, if they tried to make an original story, it would have failed. It would have failed because they can't make it as good as the original Ghostbusters. So they just had to copy and paste and just like give you that nostalgia, and that's all you could really ask. It was more like a good. It should have been a glorious nostalgic goodbye to the Ghostbusters franchise, honestly. But the fact that this one came out, it was just like I wonder where they're gonna go with it.
It wasn't Ghostbusters 2016, am I right? And the thing is, I'm not excluding.
There was a Ghostbusters in 2016. Weird. I never heard about that. I didn't know about that. That's news to me.
Myself from this crap either, because I completely bought into the bullshit just as much as anyone else, and even gave the film a mildly positive review back in the day. But just like,
to be fair though, it's fine. You did it with nostalgia goggles, but it was an okay movie. I'd give it a solid 6 or 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, like a real one, not like an IGN giving FIFA or Madden 7 out of 10, which are BS because all sports games have been a 5. It's 4 out of 10 for years. Let's be honest. I never believe an IGN review on sports games.
Waking up from a 2-day bender with the
weird
world's
take to have there, but you know what I'm saying. They're desecrating the good name of the 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 is good. Genuinely.
Worst hangover and a dead body on your bedroom floor.
5 is a mid movie. It is the definition of mid. Come on.
Or time and space have allowed me to see that
7
film
is
for
like
exactly what it
movie.
was.
Like
so
it's very wide. Like it's a good movie. And 8 is like a great movie. You gotta go watch that. A 9 is freaking phenomenal, and a 10 is impossible as far as I'm concerned. I haven't watched a lot of movies that give you a 10 out of 10. If I had to pick one movie that's like as close as it's gonna get, maybe The Pianist. I love The Pianist. Such a good movie.
Wasn't exactly thrilled at the
Had
prospect of
emotion, had struggle, had life lessons, had character development, had freaking like especially on the German side, it had character development, and it freaking with that one freaking the piano, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, like that one like the plot was entertaining the entire time. It had suspense, it had drama. Oh my goodness, dude, such a good movie.
Frozen Empire,
That's the closest I've
another
ever personally been to
Ghostbusters
like a 10 out
movie,
of 10.
once again centering around a bunch of asshole teenagers that I don't give a shit about, while the original cast look on with the kind of strained good humour of Chris Hemsworth in Love and Thunder. Jesus, we waited like 30 years for a proper sequel to the second movie, and now they're churning out these low-effort knockoffs quicker than Marvel can crap out Disney Plus shows. Anyway, I digress. So let's start by answering...
I can see where that's gonna start to become a problem. Oh, there's my popcorn. I had my popcorn. Sorry, I just got really hungry for popcorn. It's because we're watching movie time now. Like the biggest problem is if it's gonna turn into a freaking like one of those freaking show like well, he just said it. It's gonna be an issue if it turns into a Marvel situation where it's just like, all right, let's just crank out like 50 of these a year and freaking make them all low effort garbage. That's the only issue I can see with
question,
this.
Shall we? Is Frozen Empire better than Ghostbusters 2016? Yes. Is it better than Afterlife? Yes.
Really?
Is it actually a good movie though? No. No, it isn't.
I'll take it though. I already said Afterlife wasn't like the best thing ever. But if he's saying it's better, I mean, maybe I'll probably watch it.
I mean, it's definitely a step up from its predecessor in the sense that it actually tells a somewhat original story instead of just rehashing the first film beat for beat.
Oh, I freaking love this guy. I'm sorry. I freaking love him.
I mean,
I've been
it's
watching
definitely
him
a
since
step up from its
Silicon
predecessor in the sense that it actually tells a somewhat original story instead of just rehashing the first film beat for beat.
Though, to be fair, they've been typecasting him hard lately, and they really got to stop doing that because he can do so well. He's so good at acting, and they really got to. They just keep putting him in garbage movies.
It also gives the original cast a little bit more to do, rather than just showing up in the finale with absolutely zero explanation.
Oh,
and it once again brings the
Ghostbusters
Ghostbusters back to their home in New York City, instead of setting the action in a fucking cornfield in the middle of nowhere. That's nice and all, but the film is ultimately let down by a generic villain that makes absolutely no impression at all, chronically unfunny jokes that fall flatter than Zendaya's chest, and a cast that's so overstuffed that none of them
fired.
get the development it badly needs. In short, it's a bad movie that's probably going to get cut a lot of slack because again, it's slightly better than what came before it.
I don't care, bro.
That none of them get the development they badly needs. In short, it's a
IRL waifu for life. To this day, I would. Oh my, you hit me up, girl. You know I would treat you so good. Let's go.
Bad movie that's probably going to get cut a lot of slack because again, it's slightly better than what came before it.
I'm sorry, but her and Carrie Fisher literally defined my attraction to all ladies.
Wait, let's shit out this plot summary so we can all go home. So the film picks up a while after the events of the first movie. I don't know exactly how long because it never actually tells us and I don't care enough to look it up. The point is that the Spenglers have magically relocated to New York City between the two films and are now working full-time as Ghostbusters, despite the fact that the only one with even a passing understanding of the technology they're using is Phoebe, the 15-year-old child genius who can instantly understand super advanced nuclear physics because of course she can. Because if there's one trope of...
To be fair, I feel like that's like every single kid movie though. To be even more fair, Ghostbusters was never really a kid. Like, it was a bunch of grown college like professors that knew a lot about technology. You could have just started off with another professor or something to sort of teach her or show her, you know?
Of modern cinema that we all absolutely love. It's the know-it-all.
It's like something about exactly. There's something about movies nowadays where the young kids are just experts, which is like I feel like it's like a really like there's a kid mentality of like I can do whatever you like. Shut up, parents. Shut up, dad. Shut up, mom. I can do it better than you. I'm smart. It's like you're not. You're an idiot, and they have more experience than you. But I feel like all these like Hollywood writers are like. Shut up! I'm better than you. When I was a kid, I could do this, man. You know, like children power, go.
teenage science prodigy
she
with
obviously
technical
knows more
knowledge
than all
far
the
beyond anything
freaking
she could
scientists
possibly have
around her.
learned at such a young age. Anyway, the team get into trouble with the mayor because it turns out that driving down a crowded street in the middle of New York City indiscriminately firing particle beam weapons isn't the safest way to get around. Who knew? Phoebe then gets booted off the team because she's too young for ghostbusting, and it's fucking insane when you realise that this only happens because the mayor forces them to do it. This film pitches him as the antagonist, but God knows why, he's by far the most responsible character in the entire
how old is
movie.
she?
Like, her parents would have been totally
Like, you
chill.
gotta at least be 16 and have, like, your parents' permission to work a job. Like, it don't matter if it's ghostbusting or plumbing or rat extermination. Like, you gotta be at least 16, you feel me? And get your
with
parents'
their
permission.
15-year-old daughter risking her life on a daily basis, using highly dangerous experimental technology to combat supernatural entities with unknown powers and abilities. Fuck off with this nonsense. I think we can all safely conclude that teenagers are annoying as fuck at the best of times, and the last thing I want is a whole bunch of them crowbarred into my Ghostbusters movie. Anyway, whatever. So Phoebe's down in the dumps now, but then she meets a female ghost named Melody and instantly gets the big gay for her. Although I have to admit the whole teen romance thing becomes a bit creepy when you realise the actress playing Melody is in her 20s now, and
excuse me? What?
female ghost named Melody and instantly gets the big.
Who the frick is that? Bro, this is the problem, bro. What is this? But you tell me if you don't see a problem here. Ghostbusters ghost. Ghostbusters ghost. Okay? Okay? Ghostbusters ghost. Got it? Got it? Okay. Ghostbuster ghosts. Ghostbuster ghost. Got it? Got it? Ghostbusters ghost. Okay. Got it. Alright. Ghostbuster ghost. You understand? Okay, you see? Now, where's the frickin' problem here when you just have a frickin' straight up person? What is she, a Jedi? She looks like frickin' Qui-Gon Jinn over here. Phoebe, you must use the Force, Phoebe. Use the Force to capture the ghost, Phoebe. Frickin' what is this? What is this low effort After Effects frickin' ghost nonsense? This is what I'm waiting for! This is a frickin' ghost! What the frick?
Anyway, let's shit out this plot summary so we can all go home. So the film picks up a while after the events of the first movie. I don't know exactly how long because it never of the original and had nothing even resembling an original story. Well, at least it wasn't another Ghostbusters movie, once again centering around a bunch of asshole teenagers. Better than Ghostbusters 2016. Yes. Is it better than Afterlife? Yes. Nation. And it once again brings the ghost cut a lot of slack because again, it's slightly better than what came before it. Anyway, let's shit out this plot summary so we can all go that the only one with even a passing understanding of the technology they're using is Phoebe, the 15-year-old child genius, New York City, indiscriminately firing particle beam weapons isn't the safest way to get around. Who knew? Phoebe then gets booted off the team in her 30s.
Got it.
20s now.
We're talking about how they put a 20-year-old and a 15-year-old together to have a love story. Got it.
Melody is in her 20s now and looks like she's in her 30s. Also, how come when most people turn into ghosts, they end up looking like this?
Thank you! Okay, I should have shut up. He was going to bring up the same point. I'm stupid.
Or this. Or this. But Melody looks exactly the same as she did when she was alive. It's almost like
because it saves on the budget. That's why. Because you just sort of like record the scene, and then you record the same exact shot, and then you just drop the opacity to 80%, and then you just put a blue glowing effect around her, and then that like saves you a lot of money.
Writers are totally making up the rules as they go along. Whatever, who cares? Meanwhile, problems are brewing at Ghostbusters HQ because the containment system's been storing ghosts for 40-
And what, this freaking idiot, genius scientist, 15-year-old just decides Yeah, let's get romantic with a ghost. That'll be safe. That'll be fine. It's not like ghosts are known for, trying to steal bodies to come back from the dead. Like,
years
hello?
now and is in danger
This is in the same world where the ghosts have tried to take over the world like 3 or 4 times at this point. Remember that.
of overloads. And while all this is going on, Ray inherits a magical bullshit MacGuffin ball that actually contains the trapped spirit of an ancient demon god that can control other ghosts and freeze the entire world if it gets released.
Oh, he looks
Wow, that sounds
awesome.
bad. Sure hope none of the characters do anything totally stupid that causes it to get released. So then Phoebe does something totally stupid by turning herself into a ghost so she can scissor.
I'm sorry. So this movie is putting a 20-year-old and a 15-year-old together and then makes the 15-year-old unalive herself so she can kiss or be together with the 20-year-old ghost?
That sounds bad. Sure hope none of the characters
Is that the lesson we want to teach our children?
do anything totally stupid that causes it to get released. So then Phoebe does something totally
Bro, is that I don't even think this is something my freaking teenage siblings would freaking do. I don't think anybody would be this stupid.
stupid by turning herself into a ghost so she can scissor with melody or something, but that allows the demon thing to possess her physical body and release it from
Idiot! Of course it does! What? This isn't the first time this has happened in the Ghostbusters universe.
its prison, and then it freezes the entirety of New York City. So the Ghostbusters, old and new, have to work together to defeat the demon thing and save New York, and then
So Phoebe caused this entire movie. She caused the entire outbreak. She went from a part of the Ghostbusters to being a part of the team to being the cause of all the problems of the ghosts. Got it. Okay, idiot. So they turned her into the villain, basically.
thing goes back to normal despite all of the major characters being literally frozen solid, which I'm pretty sure would be fatal, but whatever.
Yes, being frozen solid. If a human being is frozen solid, that's it. You can be de-thawed in a million years, but you will not be alive. That is a fact.
And that's it. That's the plot for Frozen Empire. If I had to pin down the single
the
biggest
ice only
problem with
preserves
this
your
movie,
body,
I'd
not
say
the
that
rest
it's
of your
just
internal
got way too much
organs or
shit going
functions.
on. There's too many subplots, too many different story branches, and way too many characters.
You will suffer
the
from
original
brain
movie
death
worked
a
so
lot-
well
a lot
because it had
sooner
a
than-
tight, well-written cast
than
who
you will actually
complemented and
freeze.
sparked off each other perfectly.
Total brain
Aside
shutdown.
from the 4 Ghostbusters, the only significant players were Dana Barrett, Lewis
Ah! Sigourney Weaver! Another one of my lifelong waifus. Please, marry me. I don't know if she's married right now, but if you're not, I'm available. I'm not even joking right now, Sigourney. Please.
Tully and Walter Peck. And that's a grand total of 7 characters. And even then, Peck was marginal because he was just there to fuck things up. As a result, you got a lot more time to get to know everyone. They all had a purpose in the story and they felt like they belonged.
P.S. This guy was my hero. Hudson was my freaking hero. Let me just make one thing clear. The coolest freaking guy. Oh my goodness. To this day, there are a lot of mannerisms and freaking quips that I will say that come straight out of him.
This movie, on the other hand, has got no fewer than 4 teenage characters, the 2 parents, the 3 original.
He is literally the guy who made me fall in love with the cool guy who has the spliff off the side of his mouth and keeps, that guy, the guy that has well, that's a gosh dang shame. Oh my goodness, or he starts to talk trash while he has something phallic in his mouth. Bro, let's go.
Ghostbusters, gay ghost lady, and mystical Indian man. That's 11 major characters that the script has to juggle, and it just becomes impossible. There's no room for any of them.
That is another thing I've noticed. They're trying to attack every single possible avenue so they can just shove as many different people as they possibly can into one thing, and it's kind of yeah, I'm not gonna learn anything about anybody if you just have so many freaking characters. This isn't Game of Thrones, dude. You can't you're not gonna get seasons. You get me?
To breathe. They don't get properly developed arcs, and most of them barely even get characterized. You could easily have dropped Trevor, Lucky, and Podcast from the script and lost nothing of that.
His name is Podcast? Bro, that is the most 50-year-old trying to figure out what the skibidi toilet Kai Sanat Riz is going on with the teenagers these days. You get me? On that Phantom Tax BS. You feel like that's like literally a 50-year-old trying to figure out that stuff.
Value because they contribute fuck all to this movie and they're all pretty annoying in their own way. Paul Rudd is equally wasted. He gets the barest suggestion of a character arc as he struggles to fit into a paternal role as Phoebe's stepfather, and there's one single dramatic scene where he has to lay down the law to her that actually felt real and honest. And I remember thinking,
what did I say? I freaking love Paul Rudd, dude. He's a good actor. He's an amazing actor. Honestly, I watched the latest Ant-Man and the Wasp, and boy, did they freaking waste him in that movie too. I'll be honest, they really did. Him and Kang was like, they were like the best actors, and that's not saying a lot in that movie. It is really not saying a lot, but they were the best actors in that movie. It really isn't. Not for that movie.
At the time, they're totally going to fuck this up with some stupid self-deprecating joke, because we can't possibly have a strong fatherly figure putting our science genius girl boss in her place and get away with it. And sure enough, there it was. This right here is what happens when a whole generation of fatherless children grow up into neurotic, emotionally stunted adults and start writing movies. And sure enough, there it was. This right here is what happens when a whole generation of fatherless...
How come that ghost got screwed over? How come that ghost didn't get to be sexy and like real? Like looking like a human, like Phoebe and whatever the frick her face is.
Children grow up into neurotic, emotionally stunted adults and start writing movie scripts that have to deal with paternal relationships. The other aspect this film doesn't seem to know what to juggle are the original Ghostbusters, who just kind of hang around with no clear role in the story. What we really needed with these films was a passing of the torch kind of movie, where they have one last adventure and then definitively retire into the role of mentors and allow the next generation to take up the mantle. The problem is that we've never had...
just got a little excited to see my girl.
This, and after 2 movies of them just kind of showing up whenever we need a nostalgia hit, it feels like it's
I'm not gonna lie, it's her fault and Harley Quinn's fault that I like the freaking like Boston accent. I'm just that's why I watch Lala, Miss Lala, a VTuber, as well as Pumpkin Potion. Oh my goodness, I love y'all. Collab with me, please. Love you.
Too late to actually implement it. There's one single solitary scene between Ray and Winston where they talk about getting old and what to do with the time they have left, and it's great for what it is, but
yeah, but it doesn't matter because you know ghosts exist in this world, so like why are you talking about getting old? Like you just come back and like that one ghost apparently is able to date Phoebe. Like you could just come back like that, who cares?
It doesn't amount to anything.
And now you see why giving these weird roles it makes the whole movie dumb, because even death means nothing now.
Because it doesn't factor into a larger character arc. It's just thrown in there like so many other things in this film.
Now, if you were to say, if you bite the dust, there's a chance you'll turn into, you know, Slimer. You get me? Then it's like, okay, well, I don't want to freaking turn into Slimer. So obviously, you don't want to become a ghost. You get me? But here, it's like you can just become a human.
Ags. The original Ghostbusters is a film that can still make me laugh even today. So much of the humour was perfectly written, surprisingly dry and understated, perfectly timed and expertly delivered.
The dry humour in that was phenomenal, my dude. Like, one of the best jokes to this day, and it's such a... just the way they say it, I'm gonna ruin it, right? There's no way to say it. But that whole joke about, like, do you know how much money they make in the private sec? Like, it's just, It's like it's like humor that, yes, I agree. Even as a kid, I got it. As a teenager, I got it. As an adult, I got it. Why? Because, like, I hung out with my dad. And my dad, he would laugh, and I'd be like, what's funny? And he's like, it's because that the band. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. I didn't understand it. I didn't have a job. But a lot of the jokes and the dry humor, even if it was difficult to understand as a kid, I got it. I got most of it. Like, you're not going to tell me, like... You know what I'm saying? Like, even the weird stuff. Like, they were able to play around. For example, there was a certain scene where a certain somebody, the little certain somebody got a little bit too frisky with a Ghostbuster. And, even those scenes, they played around it well enough that, like, kids wouldn't really get it, quote unquote, and the adults could laugh, So it was really a family movie. It was a movie that anybody could see at any age. It seems like here they're trying to make up for that by just having kids and adults in the movie to appeal to both. When it's like, no, just make it good and make it so that the jokes are good enough that it could land with all audiences.
It worked because it was smart as well as funny, and it expected the audience to be equally smart to keep up. Frozen Empire, on the other hand, falls squarely into the Marvel style of joke delivery.
Like, as a kid, I understood, what a great scene to show, too. Like, as a kid, even not being into the ladies like I am today and stuff, I understood that this scene here was just full of like awkward tension. It was full of Bill Murray trying to flirt with her awkwardly, and I also just love Sigourney Weaver. But you know, you got what I'm saying.
To keep up.
Sorry, am I getting her name wrong?
Empire,
I don't even know.
On the other hand, falls squarely into the Marvel style of joke delivery, pitching its gags at preschooler
right,
level.
Hold on, let me make sure.
Refusing...
Am I just acting? Am I being an idiot right now? No, not for the new. Yeah, okay. I'm not stupid. Okay, yeah, no, okay, yeah, okay, good. I'm just making sure I'm not wrong here, right? She was also yeah. Alien. Oh my goodness. P.S. Sigourney, you were still beautiful as ever. Marry me. But genuinely, dude, aliens. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, but as an alien, if you don't, in the Alien movie, her with the tank top, oh my god, oh my freaking A. Oh, dude, you have no idea, dude. I was like, I learned things about myself I did not know. Sigourney Weaver exiting out of the pod in Aliens, the first one, just destroyed my little boy brain. I was like, I'm turning to stone. Ah! I'm sorry. I just had to bring that up. These are the queens of movies, dude. These are phenomenal actresses. And it's just, I'm so happy to see them still making movies, still being a part of all this. Oh my goodness.
To move beyond it. And well,
but what I'm trying to say here is, as a child, I didn't feel like what's happening, this is weird, this is bad. Like, a lot of these scenes, like, you understood the jokes. You understood that Bill Murray was like awkwardly trying to flirt with her, and she was not so into it at the time, you know, at least in the beginning. So, you know, there was like, it's funny. And not only that, just look at how Gene, like, this is the first time he's here, he's starting to look at stuff, he's watching, where's the ghost? What does he immediately start to detect and look at? He looks at the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man marshmallows. This isn't that, they're not haunted or nothing, but it's just literally it's what is it? Chekhov's force multiplier. Chekhov's gun. They show you the Stay Puft Marshmallows right off the bat, very early in the movie. And what's the ending? The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is the freaking antagonist. Like, bro, just good story, just good writing, bro. Such a phenomenal movie.
Keep up. Frozen Empire, on the other hand, falls squarely into the Marvel style of joke delivery, pitching its gags at preschooler level and then refusing to move beyond it. And well, it just becomes kind of depressing when you look at where we were and where we are now. Ultimately, Frozen Empire sits in that weird middle ground of the Ghostbusters franchise, not as obviously offensive to human dignity as the 2016 movie, or as shamelessly opportunistic as Afterlife, but just kind of blandly boring and forgettable. A movie that seems to have arrived with little fanfare, trying to cater to an audience that doesn't seem particularly excited for it, but trading on the brand name just enough that it's probably going to make money. I'm willing to bet the studio have got like 5 more of these things planned, with a young cast that can spin this franchise out for decades, but I'd be lying if I said I was interested in joining them for the rides. I hate to
I can agree to that if I don't like the movie at the end of the day, but it would really help them if they either eliminate the adult cast or they eliminate the younger cast outright. Because they have, it's from the sounds of it, it sounds like they cannot focus. They don't know what the frick to tackle here, so they're sort of going for a hit everything approach.
Say it, but Bustin doesn't make me feel good anymore.
Is he putting his horns on? This is like the second or third time he showed that clip.
But I'd be lying if I said I was interested in joining them for the rides. I hate to say it, but
yeah, he's literally putting his horns on. Are they cosmetic? What the frick? Why is he putting... Is he like one of those... He looks like an anime statue where you have to put the arms and the hair in. It like clicks in like a figure.
Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
I will. Thank you. Alright, well, that's a bit sad to see, like, the news, but I'm probably still gonna watch it myself. The fact that he said that it was better than Afterlife, honestly, I'm probably gonna watch it. I probably will. I think so. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. Live reactions every Friday, so swing by!